All right. Welcome back, Inebri-ites. This is Andy again from the Inebri-art podcast, recording here at the Craft Beer Cellar, as we have kind of always done. And we are here with Mike Wisdom. I almost called you Pizza Chef, and I feel like that's not doing you justice. So he's a chef at Baldi's Pizza. And a little backstory about how I kind of came across you was friends of my girlfriend had gone in for dinner, and they got Tangerine Dream, which is a sour beer.
Yep, delicious. And
my girlfriend decided that she wanted to try the beer. I came home one night exhausted from work, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to, go to that place?" Literally didn't know what the name of the place was. And like, she's kind of a homebody, so I'm like, yes, let's go. You want to do something? Let's go do something.
Exactly.
And so it's located in Middleborough.
It's actually right in Lakeville.
Oh, Lakeville. It's right over the line.
Right over the line, yeah.
So we pull in, and I immediately recognize the Baldi's logo because they've been a restaurant for a long, long time. I think almost as far back as when I was in high school. I don't know if that's right.
I want to say about 25 years.
Yeah, so yeah, that'd be like when I was...
Yeah.
Shut up. And so I was like, oh, all right. And I was kind of expecting a takeout place.
Yeah, steak and cheese. And
we walked in, and it was a legit craft beer, quality food, crazy combination pizzas, and
awesome.
I was like blown away. The pizza was phenomenal.
Nice. You remember what you had?
She had a special that had some sort of we split a pizza. It had like a balsamic and eggplant on it, but it was on the special menu. So
charred eggplant, maybe, like Serrano ham or something.
Yeah, that sounds vaguely right. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, but the one that really stuck in my head, and so I don't know. Are you aware of the internet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
you're
actually
familiar
how
with
I
that.
got the job
yeah.
there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So.
And so people are arguing about whether pineapple belongs on a pizza, and you basically said, "Fuck you guys,"
and we put watermelon on.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
What is that about?
So we actually just took that off the menu. That was for the summer, so watermelon is a summer produce. But so I mean, that was actually kind of our thing. I love pineapple on pizza.
No, so do I. I think it's great.
And I think if you don't like it, then just shut the fuck up and
just don't eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's other things on the menu
I don't like.
Yeah.
So we messed around with it for a while, and my pizza chef Corey was doing a few different things with watermelon. We tried like a watermelon and fried chicken pizza that was terrible. We tried a few different combinations, and none of them were good.
Yeah.
But we landed on that one, and so we had an herb pesto on the bottom, a little bit of watermelon, and then we did toasted coconut and pickled watermelon rind with crispy prosciutto and coconut and balsamic on top.
So was this as a direct fuck you to the pineapple people?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, in a roundabout way, yeah. And we sold the shit out of it all summer.
Well, and that's the thing.
It's ridiculous how well it sold.
I saw it, and I'm like, I just don't know.
My thing is, it doesn't make it to the menu unless we all agree, like, hey, this is worth,
And you didn't cook the watermelon, it went on after?
Yep, so the watermelon, arugula, and pickled watermelon all went on cold. So you have a few elements going on the pizza. We like to do that with a lot of the pizzas. You cook your pizza, and then maybe top it with one or two things that'll add, acidity or like fresh herbs or something like that to kind of finish it,
So how did you get into cooking?
My dad was a chef, and both my uncles were chefs, and as much as they told me not to do it, I said, fuck you guys. I went to Bristol Plymouth and I took it, and I just fell in love with it. It's perfect for ADHD. I can't sit still. I like...
There's lots of activities, lots of things engaged.
The organized chaos of it, But, so I went to college for business at Johnson Wales, and then I dropped out. It was way too much money.
Yeah.
And I just kind of kept cooking, and I was like, all right, I'm already pretty good at this. Why don't I just get a lot better at this and kind of just turn that into... my thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm doing all right with that. So
Yeah. And so where did you first work if your dad and uncle, did you work with them?
My first job was so my dad actually still works there. It's Dave's Diner in Middleborough.
Oh yeah.
My first job there was washing dishes.
The best fried chicken.
Honestly, they have great food.
Their fried chicken's amazing.
But yeah, my first job was washing dishes there. I was taking culinary, and a few things happened, and I ended up. My first night was on the line on a Friday night on the fry station, and it was the scariest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. No, it's just. I just had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how much to do of anything. I didn't even know how to cook fries.
Yeah.
I'm like, are these French fries done yet?
Yeah.
So it kind of sucked a little bit. Everybody yelling at me and throwing stuff at me, but you just you get better every day. You know, so it's good.
And was he harder on you than he was other?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If I was sick, I'd be like, Dad, I'm not going to go in today. He would pretty much just be like, get the fuck up. I'm going to bring you to work, and you'll be fine. Or, say I was hungover or something, Not that I would ever drink underage.
Which hungover is one of those, okay, suck it up, go to work.
Yeah, I did it to myself.
I feel like if you're sick and you were in the kitchen, stay home.
You'd like to think that, but it depends on how sick you are. And, you could always go in some capacity and even just, hey, go cut potatoes, wear 2 pairs of gloves or something. Right. Obviously, I don't like people being there when they're sick, but it does happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it does,
And, I actually got pneumonia last year from somebody coming to work sick. So.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't call out. I called three days in a row. I called out. So that was right after Las Vegas too. So it seemed a little suspect.
Yeah. Like, oh, sure, you're sick.
I really was. We came back from the Pizza Expo, and I thought maybe I was just being a little baby about drinking so much, and I was dying. So
Pizza Expo.
Yeah.
What is a Pizza Expo? I want to go.
So they do one in Las Vegas every year. It was a bar nightclub expo on one side and then a pizza expo on the other side. And they just have all kinds of different products and procedures and vendors. And pretty much it's like a big playground for pizza chefs to go get ideas, just different ways of doing things. Honestly, the pizza expo part was not impressive. The bar nightclub part was probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
There was a few things there that kind of caught my eye, but the Pizza Expo was cool. We got a little buzz on. We went and drank and ate pizza, and can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And Las Vegas, so that was my first time to Vegas. That was interesting.
Yeah, I've never been, but my day job just opened a warehouse out there. And I'm always trying to get them to send me.
Go check it out. Yeah,
I have no reason to go,
different
but
than
I'm working
anything
on it.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
We landed and it was just instant, like, wow, But, the Pizza Expo was just kind of an excuse for all of us to go and take a little time off,
Nice.
It was a good time.
So how long have you been at Baldi's?
I've been there. September 15th was a year for me.
And that restaurant there's only been open about a year.
A little over a year. So my sous chef, Travis, actually started there about a week or two before I did. I was doing a 2-week stint in Newport at the Revolving Door. So they have guest chefs and everything. So I was already committed to that.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of went and opened and got us going. And I would just text him menu ideas or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, we could communicate back and forth. And then I got done working 2 weeks in a row, and then I started there. So I was a little tired when I started.
So the menu there is more than just pizza. Yep. There's a lot of stuff on there. But it's very, that kind of, I don't know if it's farm to table, but it's very kind of trendy and...
Yeah. And so there's so many restaurants in the area.
Yeah.
And, back to, pretty much, not that the food's bad, but they're all the same. Like, all the food in that area is the same. So, in my head, I kind of just see it as if you do something a little different, then people that want that different thing will eventually find you.
Yeah. When we were there, I kept saying to my girlfriend, I'm like, this place belongs in Plymouth.
Yeah, so I've been told that by so many people.
Very much fits kind of the vibe down here.
And it's funny, I moved to Plymouth to Beaver Dam Road to be closer to my job at the time, which was at Mirabeau, the hotel. And a month later, I left there to go to Baldi's. But it's I really like living in Plymouth. I think I kind of want to stay here.
Yeah.
The commute's not that bad.
No, it's not too bad. It's right down 44.
Exactly. And Plymouth just has a lot to offer.
Yeah, it's amazing down here. It's a great scene. I used to live in Middleborough, right up the street from where you guys are.
Okay. Yeah, I used to live on Rock Street.
I lived right on North Street. I was a couple buildings down from the police station.
Yeah.
And not for very long. It's just kind of like a transition space. But it's the restaurants there are kind of very local. You know,
exactly. Yeah,
like you have the Central Cafe, which is the local pub where you take your kids after a soccer game, get a pizza,
Buffalo Tenders pizza, pitcher of soda.
Yeah,
you know.
And so the very important question is: Baldy's open on Mondays?
We're open 7 days a week.
Nothing in Middleborough was open on Mondays, and I always wondered if it was like a town bylaw or something. It just seemed like everything was closed.
There's a few places, but I actually I used to work at a place in Middleborough that we were closed on Mondays.
Yeah.
So Sunday nights, we'd all work 14 hours, and we'd all go back to my apartment. and We'd get drunk all night. And everybody had Mondays off. It was great. But we're open 7 days a week. We do lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
We do takeout. We do all kinds of different events. We do beer dinners. The last beer dinner was actually with Mayflower Brewing.
Oh, nice.
So we did like a nice 5-course dinner with them. It was a good time,
So when you started at Dave's Diner, did you kind of always, and this is, again, no knock on Dave's Diner, because I go there all the time with my kids, but Baldy's, the one you work at, is there other locations?
So there are other locations that still have the name, but they're not associated with us,
okay.
actually. So he sold the business, and he just has that one in Lakeville now.
Yeah. Because the other locations are just takeout. So when you started at the Dave's, did you kind of aspire to kind of that fine dining, or like how did that?
I honestly didn't
without
know.
school. Like,
I didn't know. I
didn't
know what I was doing. I just knew I was fat. I liked food.
Yeah.
I enjoyed cooking. And it seemed like something that I wanted to get into. Like I said, I can't sit at a desk. I tried computer classes in high school, and I would fall asleep, and all the teachers thought I was high. Yeah. But I wasn't. It's just, I started as a dishwasher, and I kind of just, I didn't really know what I was doing, I wanted to actually, so I went to Johnson & Wales. I wanted to be like a concert planner or something. Yeah. Something to do with music, but, if I ended up doing that, I would have had a place that had a kitchen anyway. So
right.
I would have ended up doing it somehow, in some shape or some form. But it's just, I have a passion for it. I really enjoy it. And
well, it sounds like it's in your blood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's I'm stuck with it.
Yeah. And so you said you've been at Baldy's about a year. You said you started Dave's Diner. I feel like you're kind of me backtracking to people who are way younger than I am. So, like, how long was it from Dave's Diner to where you are now? Because you don't look that old.
I was 15 when I started at the diner. I'm 29 now, actually. So I'll be 30 in May.
So you started when you were 15?
I started washing dishes when I was 15, yeah.
So, and that's crazy. It's like you already have like 15 years in the business.
Which blows, actually, when you put it that
nuts,
way.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about that. Wow. Yeah. But, when you put it that way, I guess, wow, yeah. Yeah,
because I don't like to judge people, but you're looking at it and being like, God, this kid's a head chef. He's young.
No, I look like I'm 17. I actually got carded for a lighter a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was standing there, and I'm just like, just give me the light. Really, There's a kid behind me that's 16, and you didn't card him because he looks like he's 30.
Yeah. But,
I don't know. I guess it'll be okay with time,
Yeah.
I'll be 50, and I'll still be looking like I'm 30.
Yeah, so. I get that. A lot of people say I look younger than I am.
Exactly.
So, and so you told us, and you brought stuff that you're in the hometown throwdown.
Yep.
So this
I'm
is
the youngest chef in it.
Are you? Nice.
I believe. I've been told that.
We have past guests there. Jess Childers, I believe, is partaking.
She does a great job. Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit. What is the hometown throwdown? Does it happen at Mayflower Brewery?
So it's Sunday, October 8th at the brewery, and all the proceeds are to benefit the Mayflower 2 restoration project. So, it's for a good cause. It's a good time.
This will probably go up after that, so I'll say the same thing I said to Jeff. So you just won the hometown throwdown. How great was that?
Yes, I did. I smashed all the competitors, and they were all crying, and it was a great time.
Nice.
But no, it's going to be a good time. It's a lot of good people. Obviously, everybody wants to win, but, it's just to have fun.
It seems like all the... Because we've gotten a ton of chefs on. Because we're fat guys, too.
Yeah, awesome.
And
I like it.
It just seems like everyone's friends. And,
actually, so Brent, who's the chef at the Tasty, I played soccer with him growing up.
Oh, nice.
I'll go
Their
into
food
the Tasty.
there is great.
His food's awesome.
Yeah.
So
what is it about Plymouth that makes amazing chefs.
I don't know what it is. I think, like I said, like he kind of. So him and I both worked at different places in Middleborough growing up, and obviously he just got sick of the same thing that I got sick of. You get sick of making the same kind of food as the restaurant down the street and the restaurant next to that, and you want to kind of try to branch out and have a little bit of creative input on the menu. And he does a pretty good job with that at the Tasty. But even that, everybody's like, do you want to beat Brent? Like I said, obviously I want to win, but I just want to drink a few beers with him and cook some food.
Yeah,
too.
and talk some trash.
Exactly.
And,
You got to shit talk.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually one thing that Steve Coe taught me. I was not very good at shit talking, and I like to think I'm all right at it now.
So who's Steve Coe?
He was my chef at the hotel. He's actually at the Industry in Dorchester now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he showed me a lot, too. He actually used to work with my uncle back in the day as well. So it's kind of... chefs, we're all kind of intertwined somehow or some way, But yeah, that'll be a really good time. I'm actually going up second. So Tyler from the Blue-Eyed Crab is going up first, and then I'm second. So I can watch him and kind of see what he fucked up on and maybe improve on that.
So is it like one ingredient they give you and everyone... So like how does...
So I'm not quite positive. We've had a meeting about it. It's like Chopped.
Yeah.
So we have a pantry in the Mayflower cooler, which is way far away from where we're going to be cooking. So that's cool. But yeah, it's going to be a basic pantry. Potatoes,
Some guys don't
onions.
like to run. I know that.
Yeah, exactly. I go on the bike when I go to the gym. Okay,
Yeah.
fuck running.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have a basic pantry. They give us different ingredients for each round, and then I think they give us a beer for each round to incorporate into that dish.
Makes
so
sense.
that's cool too.
Yeah.
I'll drink 3/4 of it, put 1/4 of it in the whatever.
A little
I made.
splash for the
Exactly.
dish. Yeah.
Just say that it's in there, and then by the end of it, we'll all be feeling good. So
Nice.
it'll be a good time.
So if someone... actually, it'll be over by then. So it doesn't matter if they want information.
Damn it.
They can look up... They can just Google to see who won.
Yeah, there's internet and all that stuff.
So, the one thing that I always ask on this, if you were giving advice, and this could very well be important to me, because my daughter's talking about going into a culinary program in high school. It's kind of the face I made, but I want my kids to be happy.
No, if that's
she's
what makes
got the
you
passion
happy,
for
exactly.
it, and I'd rather her decide she doesn't in high school,
Yeah.
where she can have plenty of time to
If
change.
I decided that now, I'd be screwed.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Like,
So if some kid decided they wanted to be, which is weird because when I was a kid I wanted to be a chef,
yeah.
and then it got to the point where I had to cook for myself all the time.
And
I'm
you're
like,
fuck this.
yeah,
This isn't that much fun.
Yeah. Although I worked in a pizza kitchen in Middleborough for a little while.
Pizzas are a good time.
Yeah. Stoney's.
I love Stoney's.
Yeah.
Stoney's does a good job. Yeah.
The for our listeners, if they happen to be in Middleborough, Stoney's pot roast pizza.
I've had that actually. Yeah,
so
it's delicious.
dope. It's great.
Honestly, anything I've ever had from there is really good.
But so, what advice would you give to like a young person wanting to get into a culinary career?
That's a loaded question.
Other than don't.
I mean, bottom line, I would say just you need to stay positive.
Yeah.
Like I've had days where I'm like, I don't ever want to cook again. It's because it's tough to find people that have the same drive as you. Because a lot of people, they do it and they get their paycheck and they're like, cool, I just got paid. But I don't. That's secondary to me. Mm-hmm. I just want to be the best. I just want to keep doing better and keep evolving.
I feel like those people are the ones that end up in the mom and pop.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Making the same chicken tenders for 25 years.
And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But I think you need to wake up every day with a positive attitude and kind of just try to make that day the best day that you can. Mm-hmm. But if she's gonna do that. She's gonna. Well, it's a little different now because everybody's just such a little pussy about it. But I was having like hot omelet pans thrown at me, and just grown men trying to punch me in the face, and just it's a lot different now. You're gonna get sued if you do that shit.
Yeah.
But I would say you just have to keep a positive mindset. You have to have thick skin. She cannot let stuff get to her.
Yeah.
Because the second you do, people are all over that.
She is very, very much kind of rolls with the punches kind of person.
Okay, if she's timid, tell her to just
she can
do
be
something
she can be a little
else.
timid, but like she doesn't buy into the taking shit kind of thing. Like one of my favorite things to say if she's kind of harping on me, I'll just look at her and be like, you're adopted, right?
I like your humor. Yeah, exactly.
So it's she's got that good sense of humor. She doesn't let things ruffle her feathers, so she's good that way.
Yeah, you kind of need to have a good fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah, you got to be able to give as much as you can get.
I mean, people will hear me in the back singing or yelling or whatever, and the second I walk through the door, I'm just smiling, acting semi-normal, I guess. But I mean, at this point, they all know that I'm kind of a lunatic, so it's okay. So not in a bad way.
In a year's time, are you building like a good base of regulars there, and like, do they know you? Like, to me, that's
great. Even in the first few months, I feel like we had a decent amount of regulars, which kind of blew my mind. A lot of them would come in, and I'd be like, "Hey, you,
I'm terrible
what's up,
with names.
guy?" Yeah, I'm not very good with names. I actually remember both of your names, which is weird.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm just not the best with names. But yeah, no, we have a lot of regulars. A lot of people come in, and it's kind of off the beaten path. It's not right on the main strip. So if you want to go and have dinner and a few drinks and then just go home, or if you just want to enjoy some good food and some good beer, I feel like a lot of people want that. A lot of places, you go in and they have the Miller and the Bud Light and the Coors, and we just did a nice lunch with Maine Beer Company. We got a keg of lunch. And then I did a nice Juicy Lucy to pair with it.
Oh, nice.
So stuffed cheeseburger.
Yeah.
We got Chetty Topper cheese.
I'm a fat guy. You don't got to explain to me what a Juicy Lucy is.
So, yeah, we had the Chetty Topper cheese. So it's cheddar cheese made with heady topper.
Oh, okay.
And I put some pickled Granny Smith apples on top and some caramelized onion aioli. And it was a good time. We sold some tickets. Everybody enjoyed it. Yeah. You got a good beer. You got a good burger.
Now, do you guys try to, like, source locally? Like,
yeah, as much as we can. Buddy is pretty tight with the guys at Bog Iron over there in Norton.
Yeah.
Bog Iron Brewing. So we'll have a bunch of taps with them on there. Sunday we just debuted their new New England style IPA, and we had like a little Patriots tailgate party with them.
Oh, cool.
So that was a good time. We're going to be doing a Founders Tap Takeover next month. So I just kind of make a few specials to pair with the beers that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think Cam from Jack's Abbey is going to be coming through, and we have the Mole Framing Hammer and the PB&J Framing Hammer. So we'll be doing, kind of when we do that, I'll do some kind of tostada or taco to pair with that, and pretty much just hey, this goes with the beer. If you don't want it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But you should get it because it's fucking tasty.
Have you guys looked at getting into like the Hop Fest and Bacon Beer Jamboree?
So we did the Bacon and Beer Jamboree last year.
See, we missed them. That's why I didn't know they existed.
I don't think that we got asked back. I'm not sure.
Well, what the fuck did you do?
I think I fucked up. I don't know. I drank a lot. So Buddy drove, and I pretty much had 2 beers in my hand the entire time.
Yeah.
So I know we were there. It was a good time. But no, we've done that. I know the Hop Fest is coming up, but that's the same day as the throw. Oh,
the
really?
Hop Fest just passed.
All right, well,
the Bacon Beer Jamboree is coming up.
Well, there's some kind of, it's like South Shore Hop Fest or South Shore Beer something.
Maybe
it's on October 8th. It's the same day as this. You guys don't even know about it?
No.
You didn't even get invited?
No. We are just starting to get invited to stuff.
That's
which
cool.
is cool.
Yeah.
But we were invited to the Bacon Beer Jamboree last year, and we couldn't make it because of scheduling.
Yeah.
So we did the Food and Wine Expo.
That's always a good time.
We did the Food and Wine Expo, a ton of food.
Yeah. Too much on it. Like, you leave and you need...
But that was,
not too much.
That was okay.
Yeah.
So, like, we were doing the Hop Fest a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I'm not going to eat because we're going to eat all day.
Yeah.
And about the end of the first session... Fish is like, do you want to do lunch? And I'm like, all I've had to eat today is a shot glass full of pulled pork, beer, and painkillers because I had just broken my ankle.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should probably eat something.
Sounds like a good breakfast. It's a pretty solid breakfast,
Yeah, I was having a good time that day.
It's a breakfast of champions right there.
Probably the best my ankles felt since I broke it.
I would say probably a lot of cooks that I've worked with used to have that for breakfast. So,
Well, that's an excellent thing to bring up, and we talked about it a little bit with Jess Childers. In the kitchen, they work crazy hours, and historically there is a substance abuse problem issue.
Yeah.
How do you cope with people who are dealing with that? Like, how do you kind of keep them out? Like, you want to keep good people in, but you want to keep kind of...
It's really hard. I feel like I get a pretty good read on people. I've had people come in and apply, and right off the bat, I'm like, hey, your resume looks good, but you look like a crackhead, so I threw that out. I mean, I smoke weed. It's legal now. I can say it. It's cool. But, I mean, besides that, I just don't really understand.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've worked with a lot of people that they indulge, and it's tough. I mean, if it's not noticeable, then it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Like out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
But I mean, I've seen stuff, and I've fired people for it, and it's just.
Yeah, I mean,
it's tough to deal with, because it's gonna happen whether you see it or you know about it.
And it really happens at any job.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I feel like
it just gets more demonized in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So pretty much people, they hear that I'm a chef and they're like, "Oh, like you're a druggie and you're a drunk," and I'm like, "No, I drink occasionally and I smoke some weed and
right.
That's I work 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to be hungover every day or be doing other things. But it's tough to deal with. Like I said, it kind of goes back to people working for their paycheck. Those people, they want their money,
right? To go out and party. And
I have plenty of money. I just want to. I just want to hire people that want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I just want people that want to make good food.
Do you foresee someday opening Wisdom's? First of all.
Yeah.
Best last name
you've had on the show, yeah.
Ever.
So I've been messing around
with
this.
You must have been like, fucking, I'm set.
Well, so I kind of had an epiphany, I realized one day, I'm like, all right, I have a really badass last name. Like, if I don't do something with this, I'm kind of fucked.
It's like no matter what field you're in, like the marketing's done.
But growing up, everybody's like, oh, Wisdom, are you smart? I'm like, no, I'm a dumbass. Shut up,
Yeah.
Our kids would be like, "Oh, wisdom, like dumb." I'm like, "No, dumb isn't even spelled that way. You fucking like, who's the dummy now?"
Yeah.
But it's
because your Twitter
cook with wisdom.
Cook with wisdom.
So
I'm like, that's fucking great.
I'm trying to get that going. I actually just made a Twitter. I don't know how to fucking use it.
We can talk.
So they were emailing me about the throwdown, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna tag you in all social media." And she goes, "I can't find your Twitter," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have one." And she's kind of started giving me some shit. So I made one.
Yeah.
I think I'm up to 15 followers now. I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm pretty sure I follow you.
Yeah? So,
actually,
15 followers. What's up?
I can probably get you up to about 20 by tomorrow.
Awesome. What about it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's social media is huge now. And it doesn't matter if I like it. Everybody uses it. I actually got the job at Baldy's from Instagram.
Oh, really?
So I know Buddy, who is Baldy's son. He owns Buddy's in Middleborough. Buddy's Pizza Pub.
Oh, yeah.
So I've known him for years, and he was messaging me on Instagram, something I had made. He's like, "Hey, that looks really good. We're opening this spot. I need help with the menu." And I had just got promoted at the hotel, and I was like, "Listen, I'll come help you with the menu." And he's like, "Hey, you want to come be the chef?" And I told him to fuck off for a month.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to come work there. I need to see how this works out. And then he showed me the restaurant. And I kind of started thinking about it.
It's nice.
So I hadn't seen the restaurant. That's where he fucked up, first of all.
The funny thing is, like, you walk in and you're like, this just doesn't belong here.
But I feel like that's one of my favorite parts about it.
Yeah.
Is people are surprised by it,
I mean, I was blown away. That's why I sent, the Inebri-art card back to the kitchen.
So I came out to talk to you, I think 5 minutes after you left.
I was going to say I must have left already.
Yeah. I feel like I do that to a lot of people. I did that to somebody yesterday. They come in and I'm doing whatever, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll be out.
Yeah. And I mean, I gave the card right at the end. Like, I think I was paying the bill at that point.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I feel like I go out to see that person, and they had just left every time. And every time it happens to me. But, no, it's, so that's pretty much how it started. And then my sous chef was actually working at the hotel with me. He was leaving either way.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, what are your plans? Do you want to come be my sous chef? And he was pretty much just like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it,
Yeah.
So, that's how that started. And
so, for our listeners who've never worked in a kitchen, not myself, because I worked in a pizza kitchen by myself, so I didn't have a sous chef. What is a sous chef?
Sous chef is just the head chef or the executive chef's, their assistant, pretty much.
Okay.
To put it lightly, like he's my bitch, I guess.
He's your bitch?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't want to be like that, but
I'm
it is what it is.
I mean, I got him.
So
it's not really my bitch because I don't pay him.
So you're more of his bitch now that
you gotta walk a
right?
very fine line between
right.
like I can tell him to do this and he can tell me to go fuck myself.
Yeah. See, we get along like that. It's like he knows how stuff needs to get done. I know how he works. He knows how I work.
Mm-hmm.
Our pizza chef Corey, Corey pretty much runs the pizzas, and we do the rest of the stuff, and then we all kind of just meet in the middle where we need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we all work well together. we got a good team going. We just want to keep building, just keep adding to it.
Oh, so I didn't get my question answered. Do you foresee wisdoms?
Yeah. People ask if I want to open a restaurant. Fuck no. No. I would want something, honestly, like the size of the Tasty. Mm-hmm. That's a very manageable size. I like that,
Yeah.
Like a cafe, or I'm not really quite sure yet. Actually, I make kombucha at home.
You make what?
Kombucha.
Which is?
It's fermented tea. So it's slightly alcoholic, but it's got probiotics in it. It's good for your insides and digestion and all that.
Oh, wow.
I was drinking it, and I was kind of, I looked into it because I'm like, it's like $4 or $5 a bottle. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to make. It's literally sweet tea, and you have a culture of bacteria.
Dude, don't fucking tell everyone how to make it.
And you can just Google it.
It takes forever.
It takes forever to make.
He's got to make it on the mountaintop. And
by
Botswana.
By the moonlight of, whatever. But, it's just, it's something that I've been messing around with. I've been trying to get better at it.
And that's what I'm saying, is your marketing's done.
Yeah.
Wisdom's, what is it, kombucha?
Kombucha, yeah.
Fucking
exactly.
sells itself.
Exactly. That's what I'm fucking saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, each time I do it, I do a different flavor. I just did a cold brew kombucha.
Yeah.
So it's got the nice coffee bitterness, but it's got the sweet and acidity going with the kombucha. I wouldn't mind doing something with that, and maybe like a cafe style or something.
Yeah.
Maybe not work until 10 or 11 at night every day. That'd be cool.
So, and that's another thing that we've talked with a lot of chefs about is your social life. Like, how do you deal with
what
that?
social? My friends hate me, I think.
Because you must never see them. They're like, we're going to go do this. And
Here's
like,
my thing. I feel like at this point they get it, and at some point or another, if they don't already, they will realize that it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because I'm working for a reason. I don't want to be cooking on the line when I'm 55, 60 years old.
Right.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No. But, it's just, it's tough, It's really, like, I'll go on a date with a girl, or, like, 1 or 2 dates with a girl, and then she's kind of like, when can I see, and then
when can I see you
3
again?
weeks go by. Or,
like Tuesday afternoon?
How does Tuesday sound? She's like, what about Friday? I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I can't do weekends, you know? And then it's just, it's tough, It really is. I feel like that's something that my dad warned me about. Pretty sure my parents almost got divorced because of that.
Yeah.
But they didn't,
very,
and they're
very
fine.
tough. And,
It's different,
Yeah.
And not everybody gets it, so it is what it is,
So we've seen our friend Mike Morway on the Food Network.
Good stuff.
I know Jess Childers has been approached.
Yep.
Is there going to be a Mike Wisdom episode anytime in the future?
Well, there damn well should be. Because but honestly,
you just
I really
won Hometown
don't
Throwdown.
give a fuck about that.
It just sounds like it'd be fun.
I do give a fuck about it, but I don't. That's not what I'm working towards. But it would be cool.
I see it as
would
one
be
of
really
those, like, it's not important.
Yeah.
But damn, it would be
Until
fun.
you do it. And then you're like, all right, this is...
It'd be fun.
I've honestly applied to CHOP probably like 12, 15 times because I want that 10 Gs because I would win.
Yeah.
No big deal. But,
Isn't that what Morway said?
Yeah, but he went on the wrong show. That's the thing.
True, yeah.
Guys, grocery games, Or what is it? What's the other one where you sabotage the people?
Cutthroat Kitchen?
So you can go on that and you can win, and you didn't win shit. So, cool.
I won
you
$40.
Can say that you won.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But first of all,
I got to take time off to do that.
That's my favorite show.
Okay. I can appreciate it.
Not my favorite show of all shows, but my favorite cooking show, like competitive cooking show.
I was big into CHOP for a while, but it's been going on for... like 20 years now or something
like that.
It's pretty in depth.
I feel like when it started, it was like prestige, somewhat prestigious. Yeah. And now it's like
you meet like 3,000 people that are like, "Hey, I won CHOP."
Yeah,
cool, good. Like
that's great.
Like I said,
yes, I would
great.
like it supersized.
Yeah. exactly. But it's not really an aspiration, but it would be.
What'd you say?
Good Eats is coming back.
Good Eats?
Oh yes, it is on Netflix.
Way.
Yeah.
Mark Summers is Mark Summers is the man.
Whoa.
It's Alton Brown, actually.
Alton Brown is on.
I can't believe I just had that brain fart.
You're talking about Unwrapped.
I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah. First of all, I do like Mark Summers because I was
Alton
around.
Brown's better though. Alton Brown's better. I'll give you that. But Good Eats is
good call, Allison.
Wait, that's not your name?
No.
I was just like, nice, I know her name.
No, Angie's on pretty much every episode.
All right.
So she always chimes in. She's still mad at me.
She's the reason why I said yes. Because
I know,
she said,
and she was she was all being like, I said the C word, and like no one
She's
cares.
Like, you're a continuous inspiration to my life. Is what she said.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I will do the show.
That's
I'm
the show
so
for
down.
me.
Exactly. Because
Which
I
is
won't
nice.
get
Which is
bleeped out.
so now we had to now we have 2 shows.
Yeah.
We have the show that you can have Angela on, and then we have
The show that she can't be
Then you
on.
have Old Colony Cast, which is family friendly.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We love you.
It's a real smile. She's not
this
forcing
is you got to say things so this microphone can hear
This
you.
isn't my podcast.
it. She's on MySpace on her phone right now.
MySpace.
Yeah,
Mark Summers on my.
Oh my god, I'm gonna follow him on MySpace.
Oh
now.
god! I wonder what his profile song is.
He's got green slime dripping down the screen.
Exactly. Family Double Day.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes.
It's sad knowing Nickelodeon Studios is gone.
Is it?
Wait, what?
Nickelodeon Studios is.
All right, I'm leaving.
Are you serious?
I can't do anymore.
I'm dropping a lot of knowledge bombs.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Dude, I'm so fucking depressed right now.
The show just took a turn for the worst.
Is the channel still on?
Yeah?
They do a throwback Nicktoons channel.
Oh my god.
So at 2 in the morning, I can watch.
Don't say some old cartoon.
Ren and Stimpy.
Okay, I'll give you
Ren and
that.
Stimpy.
All right. I was waiting for be I can watch some old cartoon like Doug and be like, fuck you.
No, and I didn't say old either.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for because that's usually what happens.
No.
So is Nickelodeon still on? Like the channel?
Uh-huh.
I think it's all
okay.
just bullshit now.
All right. Yeah. Still, I was a little concerned. I'm rattled. I don't know what to say now. You fucking
ruined the show.
You
But I
totally
Good Eats is
Angela.
You broke me.
So it balances
Good
out.
Eats is great. So, when I was a kid, I told you I wanted to be a chef.
Yeah.
And it
Smart choice, by the way. Not.
not being one. Yeah, I told you I did my little stint. It
Smart
was
man.
fun.
Yeah.
So anyone who likes to cook, get a part-time job and help out.
Unless you really, 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 really want to do it. You know?
So I watched the Frugal Gourmet, Julia Childs.
I watched.
the Cajun Chef.
Yeah.
Was there one that you,
Honestly,
watched all-
Emerald was the big one growing up for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I grew up in that time period that he kind of blew up.
Yeah, he was
So
huge.
and he was from Fall River.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
he was a local.
He
guy.
went to high school with my culinary teacher at BP.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of I want to be Emerald. And then after a while, I'm like, fuck that.
I don't wanna be that guy.
He's literally a walking commercial. He has an empire. He's a smart man.
Yeah,
But to
it
run that,
it kind of became like shtick,
bam,
Bam. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
we'll do it at work, but it's to
in
be
sarcasm.
facetious.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which is what I Good Eats was always my favorite because I felt like you didn't just learn a recipe, you learned
Science.
You learned why you braise it.
Yeah.
You learned why
I would say Emerald and Mark Summer on Brown. On Brown.
I'm gonna fucking tag him in this episode and be like,
Jesus.
you need to listen to this.
But yeah, Alden Brown was big for me. That was what was on at 11, 12 o'clock at night when I come home from washing dishes.
It's still on.
And yeah, exactly. And I'd be like, all right, this. All right, I learned how to make ricotta cheese from Good Eats.
Yeah.
Something as simple as
crazy
that.
shit. Yeah,
and that was before I had a phone that I could just Google it on.
Yeah.
Because I had a flip phone. Because that's how it was. But kids nowadays don't understand the struggle. They're just like, okay, Siri, how do I do this?
No, what's the new Bixby? That's what I have.
What the fuck is that?
It's the the Samsung
Okay, all right.
Siri.
But I mean, I get kids in the kitchen. They're like, "How do I do this?" I'm like, "You have a fucking phone in your pocket."
Dude, YouTube is amazing.
My first head chef job, I'm like, I don't know what food cost is. I'm like, okay, Google,
Yeah.
And then I made it look like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't.
Between Google and YouTube, you can do any. Short of brain surgeon, you can pretty much do any job. Just
I can do some work on my card. I suck at cards.
yeah.
So,
I've looked up a few things.
Yeah.
I've been like, I don't know what I'm doing, but you watch a YouTube video,
and you feel like
what are you
you're
fucking
pretty
giggling
much
at?
the best at it.
Maybe it was a fucking good movie.
I think he's watching Mark Summers.
I think he's
videos.
watching Double Dare over there.
As soon as you started talking about fixing your car, I just looked up and I was like,
So he's saying that you suck as a mechanic, I think, is what he's
No,
saying.
I don't have a car. But
Okay.
Fuck him.
All right.
He does a lot of work.
Shut up.
I feel like I should make him change my oil.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I could
Sounds
probably.
about
I
right.
could Google that. Do you
could
want to
Google
drive
that.
a car and trust what I did?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
All right then. That's why we
I think
don't
I'd
do
rather
that.
pay 40, 50 bucks.
Yeah,
to be like,
exactly.
hey, you do this.
I changed an alternator once, and was petrified to drive the car
Yeah, see, that's not a good feeling.
I did all the steps I was supposed to, but I wouldn't know if I did something wrong
Oh yeah, until something
until
wrong
something
happens.
blew up and shot out of the
It's not a good time. I just stick to cooking. You know.
So you have Joe Average, and you have things like Blue Apron now, which I think is an excellent way for people to kind of experience a lot of foods that maybe they wouldn't normally try.
Yeah.
But say someone doesn't want to do the Blue Apron thing, like how would you encourage someone to try to make something new? Find a recipe on. It's. I don't want to say it's the same reason why I didn't do the watermelon pizza, but it's like I don't want to make something
and have it suck
and have it be horrible.
Yeah,
and
that's
unedible.
not a good feeling.
No, but like how
it
like,
happens to everybody. You know.
Oh sure, I've made terrible.
There's
things.
plenty of things that I make for the first time, and I'm like, I really hope this doesn't suck. And then it's really tasty.
Yeah.
I brined a pork chop in gin and tonic, and I was pretty much just crossing my fingers. I'm like, I hope this is good.
Yeah.
It ended up being fucking delicious.
Yeah.
But you kind of just have to take risks with it, I guess, if you're going to try something different. Unless you want mashed potatoes and meatloaf, but even so, to me that's very basic. But to normal people, they're like, I don't know how to fucking make meatloaf. So it kind of blows my mind. I don't know. I mean, I learned how to make like my own breakfast and everything when I was young.
Yeah.
So if there's any ladies listening, I make a mean breakfast in the morning.
I feel like breakfast is a good way to start.
Yeah, I started with eggs and pancakes and bacon.
Because you start off with the basics.
Yeah.
And then you kind of be like, well, how can I make that a little better?
Exactly. And then I started making a lot of different pastas. My dad likes pasta a lot, so I started messing around with that.
Make pasta? Or
No, just boiling pasta.
Yeah, boiling pasta and adding stuff to it.
I can make pasta now, but not when I was like 12.
Yeah.
No, not at all. But I would just tell them to come into Baldi's and eat or hire me as a personal chef. Fuck that. Don't learn how to cook because then I don't have a job.
Of course.
Yeah. So nobody should learn how to cook unless they want a job. And if they don't know how to cook, they should come eat at Baldi's.
All right.
So,
so the one thing that I love to ask chefs because I always like the answer or to hear their answer. Are you that kind of chef like Mike Morway who is like, fuck anyone corporate? I want to go to the farmer's market and buy everything myself, make everything myself, or are you more like one chef we've had? Do you know Joe Elia? He's down from Falmouth.
No.
And he's like, oh, fuck it, we'll drive an hour to Taco Bell. Like, where do you fall on that scale?
So I don't eat fast food. I used to. I just recently, like this year, started eating like a lot healthier, drinking less. But honestly,
drinking less. My condolences. I'm sorry.
It's weird. I enjoy it. It's weird. I never thought I would say that.
It's weird.
But
I'd say in like the last few years, I drink a lot less, and it's because I'm so fucking busy.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like I said, I don't have time to be.
I can't be shit faced all the time.
Yeah. So that's when you just keep the nice buzz going.
Yeah.
But what was the question?
Are you like so you're not a fast food guy?
No.
Like, when you come home from work, do you, like, make something extravagant, or you just, like, frozen pizza?
You know what I had earlier, actually? I had some leftover kimchi and some microwaved rice, and I put an egg on top with some sriracha and avocado. That's, like, if I had to choose one meal, it would probably be a bowl of rice with kimchi and an egg and some kind of meat, like
so
pork belly.
You kind of, like, make it, but it's kind of on the fly.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshitted, pull it out of my ass, but, it tastes good. But, I mean, on my day off, sometimes I'll cook. If I have 2 days off, maybe I'll cook one of those days.
Yeah.
But like today, I spent like 3 hours getting tattooed, and then I actually ended up at the restaurant for a little bit, and now I'm here. So, I didn't really
where do you get tattooed?
Positive Space Tattoo in Rehoboth. It is.
Where the fuck is Rehoboth?
It's like an hour away.
I was gonna say.
So he used to.
Where the fuck is Rehoboth?
His name's Rob. He used to work at Mandrake Tattoo in Raynham.
Okay.
And then
I know where Raynham is. I know where Rehoboth is, but...
So they closed, and it's like past Taunton.
Yeah.
The first time I drove there, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And that's my tattoo guy, so that sucks.
That's where you go. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. I kind of try to cram everything into one day, as you can tell. You know? But I think the last time I tried to do this, I was not able to. Right next to Dighton.
McGurk was.
Everybody knows where Dighton is.
Oddly, I just we know people from
Dighton and Berkeley and Rehoboth and
it's those towns you drive through on the way to like Fall River.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the towns you drive through to go to places.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah,
spot on. And And that's what I always felt about Middleborough, honestly. So it's kind of like...
It's a long drive through.
Yeah.
Middleborough
It's a very long drive
There's
through.
a lot of Middleborough
Yes.
and very little happening there.
I remember when they were
Which
going to...
blows my mind.
I remember when they were going to put a casino in Middleborough, and I'm like, you could
Such
literally put
bad
a
idea.
casino in Middleborough,
And no one would
and no one would notice.
Yeah.
It's so fucking huge.
No, I mean, anywhere I went, I'd be like, yeah, Middleborough. People are like, where the fuck is that? I'm
Yeah.
like, it's in between the Cape and Boston.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Boston? I'm like, no, not...
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's like a 40-minute drive to Boston.
Yeah,
But I actually liked living there. It was okay. The food was good,
Yeah.
which is important to a fat guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a good transition because I lived in Bridgewater, I moved to Middleborough, then I moved to Plymouth.
So you kind of just exactly.
creeped
I like
my
that,
way
yeah.
out there.
He skipped Carver and like Plimpton.
But yeah, that's a smart move on your part.
Yeah.
So.
Carver and Plimpton, what the fuck's there?
Wait, what?
No.
I mean, other than our listeners in Carver and Plimpton, who we love.
Oh yeah, they are great people.
You are the great...
And they should
yeah.
come to Baldy's too.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Baldy's, I assume, has a website,
yeah, www.baldyscraftpizzeria.com.
and so that craft pizzeria is no joke.
It's no joke. Well, that's my thing. When I started,
yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's on the fucking sign.
Yeah.
So now you gotta go with it. You can't put that up there and then be like, hey, here's your pepperoni pizza. Not that pepperoni pizza's bad.
Yeah.
But you have to take that name.
You
and
have to earn it.
Yeah, you have to put work into it. And
Because
I think
pizzas-
it'd be a joke if you had that. And
Do you find that to be... So pizza's one of those things where, like, there's no one any of us knows who hasn't had a pizza.
yeah. Which
No
blows my mind.
No
Like,
one.
So when I left the hotel, a few people actually, they were like, you're going to go work at Domino, you're going to go make pizzas, and there was like 20 people in the kitchen. And I'm pretty sure I was shit-faced, but I was like, hey, raise
But it
your
was
hand
his
if
last
you
day.
don't fucking like pizza.
Right.
And I looked around and I go, nobody raised their hand.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Like, all due respect to them, they do a great job.
Yeah.
But it's like a universal food that everybody likes.
Right.
And you can put stuff on it. It
And-
doesn't matter what you put on it.
and people
it's
says-
usually going to taste pretty good.
And people always say, there's no such thing as bad pizza, which is
There
not
is.
100%
No, there
true.
is. There's definitely
Yeah.
bad pizza.
But I almost feel like you have to work at it.
Yeah, to make pizza bad, I feel like you...
And I'm not talking about
I
we
don't know how to
overcooked
make
it.
anything taste bad, honestly, but
Wow.
I think...
Watch out for the ego.
Oh, God. But I don't know. I don't even know how you would start to make a bad pizza.
Yeah.
Shitty dough would be the base, I guess.
Right.
Bad sauce, bad cheese, but just somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. But we put a lot of thought into it, and like I said, our pizza chef Corey has like a very passionate view on pizzas. Which sounds weird, I guess, but like he's really into the science of it. Behind the dough, we hand stretch all the dough.
Yeah.
Because if you use a rolling pin or a
Do you guys
docker-
throw it?
there's no need to, honestly.
Yeah, this show,
It's
right?
like, hey, look at me, I'm a douchebag. And then you
Yeah,
get
but
flour
that's my
everywhere.
whole shtick,
But what if
is look at me,
somebody's
I'm a douchebag.
gluten-free, though? And then you get flour in the air, even more so than there already is. There's cups on
Oh
the
my
other side.
god, then that really annoying person who's pretending to be gluten-free
That
could
person
die.
who watches a lot of Oprah,
Yeah.
who thinks that they're gluten-free. But, so we hand stretch it all, and that way all the air stays in the dough. That way you get nice crispy bubbles,
Yeah.
air pockets. Because when you use a rolling pin.
those are the best.
Yeah.
Like when you
And
get
if
that
you
giant
don't-
bubble.
I get people, they come in, they like, pop the bubble. I'm like, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You pop the bubble when it comes to the table.
I love
I'm
that.
not messing
Like,
with
who
That's the
wants
best
it?
part.
Yeah,
Thank
right?
you. All right, you guys are
Yeah.
okay. You guys are okay.
Because who doesn't love going, oh, there's a fucking giant bubble, and then you peel the top off. Yeah.
You don't seem to like bubbles.
I don't care. It's
He's
one of
he's basically like 2/3 communist. I'm just,
Oh, God.
I'm really uncomfortable with this.
Do you eat red meat? See?
Sporadically.
See what I'm saying? We have to like
Twice.
trick him into it.
Like
Look,
twice?
first of all, we go to Sturbridge. We're fine.
Yeah.
God.
In case you haven't been out there, BT
I-
Smokehouse.
I don't even know where Sturbridge is. So.
Drive west and
Drive-
keep going.
It's
and
like just past your tattoo place.
Okay, yeah, that's
But no, that's killer barbecue out there.
Yeah, I love barbecue.
Yeah.
Any kind of smoked meats with sauce and
Right.
come on.
Right.
Cornbread.
Come on.
Give me it.
Yeah. We went out there one time, waited 45 minutes in line, and was like, no, that's cool.
Worth
I
it?
don't- Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the only time I got mad was when I thought I heard someone say they were out of brisket. And I'm like, what's that bullshit?
What the fuck did you just say?
I will kill everyone in line right now.
Oh, God.
So we almost, like, workout reasons to have to go out there. I've been like, I kind of want to do the show. We go to BT's. All right, let's do that show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. Yeah. I got to check that out.
Yeah, it's great. So, website one more time.
www.baldiescraftpizzeria.com.
And they can find Mike Wisdom on Twitter at
Cook with Wisdom.
And come on, guys, he's got like 5 followers.
15 followers.
50, he's got.
I have like 800 on Instagram. I think that's a big deal. I didn't know that was a big deal until my friend showed me his, and he had like 70. So I felt like kind of.
I don't think. I mean, 800. 800
I don't
good.
know.
800 good.
I don't really.
No,
like I said, I don't really care
it's
about
good.
that stuff.
It's good.
Yeah. It's not great, but it's good.
Yeah, it's,
All right.
you know. You're
wow,
all right.
I thought I was doing a little better than.
Cool. But yeah, we'll talk to you. We'll get you better. No, so follow Mike. It's been a blast. Thank you for coming down.
Good stuff.
And so that's pretty much it. Thanks, Mike.
Good stuff.
It was,
Thank you.
It was a blast. Cool.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/Inebri-art to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at Inebri-art.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at Inebri-art or at Inebri-art6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebri-art, and all the other shows on the Inebri-art Network, which you can find at Inebri-art.com. Thanks again for listening.